aka Princess Naya, and I am back here with another Tired Ass Mum presents Can I Shit in Peace, which is the ultimate question when you're talking to a mum. And I'm joined by a very, very, very talented woman who I met on set of a photo shoot, I believe. Yeah, and ever since then we have remained in contact. Back then we were both neither parents, and now we are. So I would like to introduce Miss Delia.
Hi.
Woo, woo,
Thank you
woo.
for having me.
No, thank you so much for taking time to come. And can I just point out, you have come with child.
Yeah.
You have come with child. Child is with our TAM assistant, Tired Ass Mum assistant, who supports mums who need a little bit of help. So they're outside in the foyer. So we could have a baby busting in any moment, yeah?
It's full on.
It's full on. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. You have two.
Yeah,
You have two. You have
one's
two.
at school and one's not left my side since she was born.
You have double trouble. You are double trouble. So how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
How are you coping with it all?
It's all pretty weird because the whole of the last year has just been so bizarre. And then obviously going through pregnancy and lockdown and having a baby in semi-lockdown.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's all just new.
Very, very new.
You think you've done it before and then that happens. And then it's just pure curveballs like every day.
It's crazy. Like, so you are like probably one of the most creative people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, honestly, seriously. Yeah, if you don't know what type of stuff Delia does, you can check out her. She's got several pages. I'm going to put some posts up underneath somewhere. You'll be able to find it somewhere on the page. But I met you. We was doing cover art for one of my EPs, and I decided I wanted to cover myself in tattoo lookalike music notes. It was the first shoot I'd done with basically. I was walking around with my no clothes on. I think I just had a thong. I had a thong on, and Delia painted my whole back. And the pictures, they are like, it's one of my best ever covers. It's a project that no one probably listened to, but the artwork,
it's cute.
It was insane.
So nice.
So where does your creativity come from, Delia? Like,
right, I don't really know, but I just love anything creative. I always have ever since I was little. Partly, I always say, it's because I'm an only child.
Okay.
Like,
your only child,
I
right?
don't have no one to play with.
Okay.
But I was always sitting, drawing, talking to myself in the mirror, making silly faces, painting my face, just doing crazy stuff. So that's part of it. And then my cousin did some family research, like really, really far back, and found out that our, like, I don't know, 5-time great-grandfather was some, like, famous stained glass window artist, and his work's like in the V&A.
No
so
way.
We're like,
oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah, so we try to say it came from there.
It came, yeah. Well, do you know what? It's a good shot. But yeah, your designs are insane because you were doing. I think I had a Bingy's boutique shoot for a fashion thing, and you come down supporting Kat.
Yeah.
And I saw you design. You drew like the Versace shit on some fake nails, and I was like, the fuck, she's insane. And I'm not even a nails person. I'm not like I don't have my nails done. Yeah, I don't do it. But when I saw that, it really, it's, and you're like somebody that even if I didn't know you, I would follow your page just to look at what you're creating because it's amazing. So you have 2 children now.
Yeah.
What's the major difference between having 1 and 2? Because you're quite because you give like on your Mummy and Maurice page, and it's not called Mummy and Maurice now, is it?
Yeah, it's all 3 of us.
All 3 of us. It's a gang. Yeah, you do so much creative stuff with Maurice. Like, it's insane. Like, even with all like, I remember you done the pictures and stuff of him doing the shop at home, and like you're very creative. So when you're teaching him, it's so creative. It's like, who's not going to enjoy that? But how do you do that now?
Yeah, I reckon the biggest difference is time.
Okay.
Because you're splitting your time. Luckily, obviously, Daddy's at home as well, so...
But it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Daddy's attention is always different to Mummy's attention.
Yeah, like, like, I enjoy doing what I do with him, and I can't obviously do it with Marley yet because she's too small. So, I don't know, it's mum guilt as well, isn't it? Like, I feel like I want Marley to have as much attention as what Maurice had when he was a baby.
It's impossible.
But she can't because she's already got a brother. And then he can't have what he had before because he's got to share it with his sister.
Yeah.
So I think duties are more split now with Daddy.
Okay.
So definitely the time is the biggest difference. And also time for me. Because once you've put 1 to bed, you can pretty much, if they sleep well, you can go to the bathroom, have a nice bath, do all that sort of stuff. When you've got 2, it's just like double the workload.
Yeah.
So.
But I suppose that it won't last forever because she will get bigger and she'll start going to bed, and then it will all be a distant memory, and you'll be fine.
She's much more easygoing than he was.
Okay.
So I feel like, thank God, I touch wood. I don't want to jinx it. But no, she really is. So I'm just like, yes.
But this is a bit. Do you know what? You're like, at least you went and had the second one, because most people, if they have it, if the first one is hard, they are out of the game.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
understand
I
what I
don't
mean?
blame them.
Like when my mum had me, she said he was the easiest child. Like she said, you just didn't
I
want
must
for
have been
nothing.
really hard then.
She said I was easy, really, really easy. And then she said, then she had my sister. She went, oh, I'll have another one. She had my sister. She said,
Oh, no. That's what I'm
she
scared
said
of.
it is. They're completely like your
Yeah.
children are all different, and you
Oh,
don't
my
know what
days.
you're gonna get. You can teach them exactly the same way,
Yep.
but they are on their unique journeys,
Yep.
going in their own destinations.
Uh-huh.
So you had the.
I can see that already.
Yeah. So as you say, you described Miley as quite chill.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I suppose I think it will be like that. She's probably gonna be like mini you, start doing like Picasso shit on the fridge. You know, like I done this thing on Instagram saying like, what do you do with the shit your children do at nursery? And it's like you can't keep everything as ridiculous. And when they're like 2 years old, let's face it, they create trash.
Yeah.
It's not any award-winning.
Just bring home scribble.
They bring home like a line, and it's like, look what I done. Like, so when do you got to draw the line. Like, what am I keeping and what am I throwing away? But I've learned the key is just do not let that child see you throw that shit in the bin, because if she sees that shit in the bin, it is a problem for everybody. That's my main thing. that I've learned.
They do bring home a lot of stuff.
But I envisage Miley coming home with like some mad painting, like 1.5, like, you know what I mean?
You know what's so funny? Actually, like, Maurice is really always been into like reading, numbers, letters. He's really good at reading. He's really fluent. He's got a good vocabulary. I'm so proud of him. He loves it. And he loves school. And it was parents' evening the other day. And it's so funny because the teacher basically described me at primary school. She's like, oh, he's a social butterfly. He talks wherever I move him to, he talks to anyone. So, that's a little problem. He does his work. He's fine. And he doesn't really like maths. And I was like, what? I've always thought that he loved maths. He gets it. So I just thought he liked it. And I never really thought of him as being really creative. I just thought that was me, like, trying to encourage him.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's really creative, really into literacy. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Oh, is he me now?
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't like me. Maybe he is. I don't know what's going to happen.
But I think that children are very different at school. Yeah. They are really, really, really different. Like it was parents' evening for Kizzy as well. And they're like, flying colours, everything's great. And I'm a person, because I am a creative, if Kizzy wasn't very academic, I wouldn't care. Yeah. Because I am a mad creative person. Like all the school academic, I didn't go uni or nothing like that. Yeah. So for me, it's not really a big deal. So she's a learner. That's her thing. Her thing that ticks her boxes is she really loves learning. So she's like, Mummy, can you read to me? And I'm like, babes, I've read 3 books. I'm over this. I'm over reading. I'm not going to lie. And it's like, but then I feel bad because it's like, she wants to learn and I don't want to. It's just hard. It's really tough.
It's really hard forcing yourself to do the stuff that you're not particularly
I'm not interested in. Yeah.
I find that hard. Like, I actually love reading.
Okay.
But again, once you've done 3 stories, you're pushing it.
You're pushing it. I've done it. Do you know what I mean? And she's at this stage, they do this thing called rocket words where they give them a list of words they've got to learn. Yeah. And she's flying through these rocket words, and she's very competitive. She's like her dad, so competitive. So there must be someone else in the class that is whizzing through these rocket words. She goes, no, I need to learn it. And now when we're reading a book, it's like rocket words are like off, all the words like that. And we're reading a book and she's shouting out rocket word through the whole book. And I'm like, bitch, please, like,
just be quiet.
Just be quiet. Story, but then it's like I don't want to discourage the learning all at the same time. Being a mum is hard.
It's really hard.
Delia is so hard. And then you work at school.
Oh my gosh!
So how old are they? How old are the age range?
I'm secondary teacher, so 11 to 18.
Okay, so Delia's a hustler, right? She's not saying it to herself. So she's teaching. She's got side hustles galore. Like with her talent, she don't let them sleep. They get awakened.
You know what though? I reckon if I was a kid now at school, they'd probably say I've got ADHD.
100%.
Because they're like, why are you doing so many things?
Well, do you know, I went to I've been suffering with migraines, and I went to see a migraine specialist, and it's like an intensive interview about everything, and he's talking.
I have really bad migraines.
Shut up.
Yeah, no,
listen.
really bad. I have to have medication.
Oh my God, we'll talk about that afterwards. Like, seriously, I'm at medication stage now. I've been suffering for 7 months.
Okay,
so I've spoken to this migraine specialist. He's talking, and he said, the thing is, he's like, have you been diagnosed with ADHD? And I said, no. And he said, okay. He said, I'm not one to give labels. He said, but I'm telling you now, you are hyperactive, and it is your brain probably doesn't switch off, which is why it's causing you all this aggravation.
I really feel exactly the same way. I have really intense dreams when I'm asleep.
Oh my
I'm
God,
not even sleeping. I'm thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I'm like,
do you think that has got worse since having children? Because I find that now I've got a daughter, I have hardly any sleep, like seriously, and I have really vivid dreams that I remember, like they're, do you know what I mean? And then I don't want to take like sleeping tablets because I can't sleep through my kid crying.
If you've got like, if you're that way inclined to like be always thinking about stuff, and then you might be stressed as well, and then you've got your hormones from having a child, especially when when they're still a baby, all that stuff together.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like a crisis.
A lot. And then it's like a cycle, because if you haven't had enough sleep,
well, this is the thing.
Then your adrenaline kicks in, and then that keeps you awake even more.
Yeah,
it is a cycle. You just have to learn how to try to like do the best for you to
manage,
stay calm and
it's been a real journey. Like, and I think that when you're a mum, like you get mum guilt anyway. Like obviously, I run my own business. I'm still pursuing my dreams. So I try to make sure I manage my time correctly. So there's enough time for Naya, because I'm still a person. I'm someone's mum, but I'm still a person. And then I have enough time for my daughter. I have enough time for my relationship, and then enough time for my businesses. It's like, it's obvious I'm time poor.
In your life, which one of them suffers the most, do you think?
I think I suffer the most. Like my health, my sanity, because I schedule my timetable around making sure everything else is taken care of. And Naya, was taken care of last, but now I switched it up. I minimize working hours. And also I have to work more diligently. Like I can get it done quicker. Do you know what I mean? So it's like working less hours. I've been doing Pilates, yoga every day. So like I make sure, like 4 times a week minimum, I have to go and do it.
Got 2.
Listen, now when I have to, no, I'm one and done. I don't know how you've done it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's so, like, especially because I work for myself, there's so much pressure on creating financial stability for one child. Having 2, I don't know. Should probably just have pot noodles, like, because they rinse my pocket. They'd be eating pot noodles for the rest of their life.
I was talking to my best friend about this the other day, and I was saying, when it's just you and you're by yourself, you can have a bit of toast. I'm talking to my friend that I used to live with when we were younger, when we were at uni. And like, I used to live on toast and Pepsi, and I was fine. Like, you have to have a completely different mindset now.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, some people have kids and their mindset doesn't change. You have to constantly just remind yourself, like, these people come first. You have to take care of your health, because if your health suffers, then in the long run they're going to suffer.
Yeah, and it goes back to that saying where they say, if you don't look after number one first, then everybody else around you suffers. And it is really, really, really true. And I think that it's just trying to explore your creativity at the same time as raising your children, and just trying to exist in the world as it is. It's just super tough.
I feel like because I'm obviously a really creative person as well. Even though I'm a teacher, I teach creative stuff. So
yeah, it's still creative.
Some of my friends, I talk to them, and I feel like they're very logical people. They've got really solid jobs, and they don't always understand the creative side, because for me, it's not all about making money. Like, when I do some of the creative stuff I do, that's my outlet, and it's kind of like,
it's soothing.
It's my meditation. So some people go to yoga, meditate, do whatever. When I hear people talking about the kind of mind space that puts them in, and I think about if I'm sitting and drawing, I am zoning out, and I realise that as I've got older, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
At one point, I started feeling really under pressure. Like, what am I doing this for? So and so says that if I'm doing this, I should be doing it to make money.
No. And do you know what?
I do it because I like it.
But you know what? And that's a massive thing that creative people have to face. It's this thing where you attach finance to something that you love, and it becomes something you don't love anymore. And I think this is why a lot of musicians struggle, because it's like, in the beginning, you're just pouring your heart out in a song. You're writing what you're going through, and then all of a sudden you have some type of success, and then all these A&Rs and all these people get involved and say, but what you need to do is you need to do this, and then it becomes pressure
as well.
and it becomes pressure. And if you're adding pressure to meditation, it makes no sense. So if you equivalent your creativity to a release and an outlet, then you add pressure to that, and deadlines and goals, and it
kills it.
You don't want to do it anymore. And that's what happens to a lot of musicians.
I've been through a few little things like that. What I'm saying about having ADHD, it's not really ADHD. I can concentrate on something. It's just that happens so often. You'll do something and someone will go, oh, that's really good. Why don't you,
set up a whole business?
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll try a thing. And then you do it. And then you're like, nah, that's killed it for me. I don't want to do it anymore.
Exactly.
It's not that you're indecisive. It's that you want to try all these different things.
And you should, but
until you feel like, okay, that's the one I'm going to stick with.
Exactly.
Because...
And also as well, Delia, I suppose you don't have to stick with absolutely anything. No, it's just to explore. You're exploring in life. Do you know what I mean? I went through this stage of researching balloon arches. I decided.
I've had those moments.
On top of everything else that I do, I decided that, I've seen people do balloon arches. It's easy. I could do that
so
myself.
funny.
And I've got all the gear.
Yeah.
I've got everything. I'm doing these balloon arches. I'm loving it. And then I think the last one I done, what did I do? I think it was like a Halloween thing, or maybe I think I'd done a Christmas party. And I was like, I'm over it. I'm over it. That's it, I'm out. And then someone said, but your arch is really good. You should do it you should do events. But I don't like doing events.
Yeah.
No, do you know the last one I done was my sister's hen. And we've done all these blues and it's amazing. And they were like, do you really, Naya, really need to set this up as a business?
Is it like you posted pictures of this hen with the balloons up and stuff? Yeah, I
and
saw
people
it.
are like,
it's really nice.
oh yeah, but you should do events. I'm like, no, but I like doing events for me.
Yeah.
You tell me to come and do an event for
Takes the joy out of
Maurice's
it.
party.
Yeah.
Becomes a chore because it's
stressful.
not full. It's just not that I don't want to do it I don't want to do it, but it's just not.
The more experiences you have, I think, then you get to separate.
Yeah.
Okay, which things do I want for me and which things do I want for a business or to make money or for this reason?
But you make a lot of sense because I think, as you said, like someone has an idea, they look at you, you're creative, oh, that could make a business, that could make a lot of money. And it's like, no, but this is not what that part of my life is about. This is my expression and this is where I go to just release and add in anything on there that is going to make it tangible to a result. It changes the feeling that you get when you start it. Being booked to go and do something that you don't care about, it's just not enjoyable no more. It's just not. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's really important for people to understand. And that goes to women and men. It's like, don't feel pressured and forced into making your hobby and your passion a price project. Doesn't have to be. You can just go and do something that is easier or not even easier, something that you don't mind exchanging for finance that doesn't compromise the stuff that you love and the stuff that you want to do.
The amount of hours that I've put into stuff where I've discovered that, and then I feel a bit bad because I'm like, oh, that was a waste of time.
But it's not a waste of time.
Can't look at it like that. It has to be like, okay, that was just a learning experience.
Yeah, if I tell you how many projects and businesses I've set up over the last decade, you'll die on the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
And then do you know what it is as well? I'm a person that buys a URL. So I'll think of an idea and then I'll think of a business and then I'm on Fast Host. Yep, www.com, buymyballoons.com. Going to do that. And then at one stage, they were taking like £30 a month from me. I've gone through, I've got like, I was like, nah, I need to cancel. I need to cancel them. So I think it's pretty normal. Do you know what I mean?
I have this little thing that I tell myself, like, when I'm feeling super creative or super, let's say, not creative, but proactive, I'm like, a lot can happen in 24 hours. Like, make this time count.
Yeah.
So if you have something in mind that you want to do, make that time count. If you've got a day, if you've got a week, like,
just kill it in that moment. I see a lot
of people, no disrespect, I see a lot of people just like watching TV.
Mm.
And I'm like, I can't that's their choice, that's fine. I can't personally just come home from work and put the TV on, eat my dinner and just watch TV and then go to bed. I have to do something. Maybe I do that once a week as a treat, or not that I need to see it as a treat, but just like
a mong out period, you know, the mind numbing, you know, like
I want to watch trash TV because I don't want to think.
100%.
Last night I was watching Question Time. Don't ask me why, because now I keep thinking about it. So it's better to watch something.
Yeah, mind numbing. You just need something that you don't really need to use your brain.
Yeah.
So okay, so you got, how old are your kids now?
5 and 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you're going to go back to work in January.
Yeah.
So
she'll be nursery? A year old. Yeah. She'll just be turning a year old when she starts.
Okay.
And I'm going back to work full time teaching.
She's going straight back in full time, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I was working in a school really far from where I live. It was taking me sometimes over an hour and a half to get to work in the morning on the tube and then back. Added up, that's like 3 hours a day travelling. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. So I found a school that's nearest where I live, which I'm so happy about. I'm over the moon. I was praying for it. I was dreaming about it. I was saying, please, come on. Certain teaching jobs are hard to find. Like, got to be in the right school for you.
Yeah,
the
to
right
fit with your energy.
There's so many little things that you have to consider. It's not the easiest job to just jump into. So I've got a new job. I'm starting in January. Marley's going to start nursery. Maurice obviously starts his new term. So we're all starting on the same day. And I'm just telling myself, just don't overthink it. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, and also as well, you can't perceive what's going to happen in the future. You really, really can't.
Yeah.
And also see it as well, like, this is going to be a really good break for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, and it's just another outlet, and to be Delia in another environment.
Yeah.
Or do they call you Mrs.?
They call you, well, I'm Miss. but I feel like I'm going to be so much more relaxed. Not relaxed, not like I'm chilling out at work, but so much more myself in this job, because the school I was at before was very, very like kind of like strict, very controlled.
Okay.
It was a very different environment, put it that way. You had to behave in a certain way, you had to dress a certain way.
Oh, really?
Like
okay.
very, very different to what I'm used to. So
Would it be more conservative?
Much more, yeah.
Okay.
And then the school that I'm going to now is in the borough that I started off in.
Okay.
Teaching the kind of kids that I'm used to teaching, you know, just like in the ends,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm used to, and that's what I love. So
Okay.
I'll be like, oh, I'm back to my
roots,
my old way of teaching again,
yeah.
which is just me.
And then it doesn't compromise your values.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, that's an amazing understanding to have so early on.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people do things for like 20 years, you know, and then realise it after 20 years, like, this is actually not even close to my alignment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's really good. How do you propose to, as I said before, if you guys hopefully check out Delia's mummy page, because she is that sick on the children's stuff. Like when I look at your page, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I get all the stuff and I sit and I'm like, yeah, nah, ain't gonna happen. Yeah. So how do you like? What do you have like plans for your kids? Like,
Right.
what, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you see in your head?
Oh, okay. So I always have plans in terms of like short-term plans. They're there. Long-term vision, yeah, not necessarily a plan, but like a bit of a vision.
Yeah.
This is my personal thing. I feel like if I plan like for the next month or the next 6 months or whatever, then
You have a hope.
The future, it kind of like takes shape
Yeah.
a bit. I've always got a calendar. I've always got written down what I'm doing on which day. It's on
Okay.
paper, because I love my phone, but
So you're
it's
a
not
paper
big
person.
enough. I
Yeah.
can't see the whole year in one go on my phone. It's too small.
Yeah.
So I like to have it on paper. I've got one of them family planners.
Amazing.
Everything for short term is planned out, written down.
And who punches all the information in? You do.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you punch everything in
So
and
I'm always-
basically organise the family's life.
So I'm always looking for like activities to do, like places to go,
Okay.
clubs to go to, stuff like that. I put it all down, and then, for example, now like Maurice has got 2 hobbies.
Okay.
He does football camp in the holidays and he does karate. And now, because that's kind of happened and it's taken shape, it kind of, you know, you think, okay, well, the next school holidays he'll be going to football camp now.
So it's
I
kind
already
of
know what he's
organising
going to be
itself.
doing.
Yeah.
Because he enjoys it. Once they get to that sort of age where they can say, yeah, this is
wanna
what I
do
want to do,
this.
I feel like you can chill a bit more, knowing that they're doing something that they enjoy. You're not forcing them to do anything.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So your organisation is, you're a writer downer.
I think that's my thing.
Yeah. Do you have you have a family planner on the
Yeah,
wall,
on the
and then you
fridge,
put it
yeah.
in, and everybody knows what they're doing for the week?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
basically?
I don't tell Daddy what he's got to do,
Okay.
but like if he's going out or something, and let's say like I'm out and he's in the house, he will write in his column that he's going out on this night or this day or whatever, and then when I come home I can have a look and I'll
And we
see.
know what's popping
And
up.
it's always there just to, in case you forget, 'cause you've got so much stuff going on. I
Yeah.
feel like it's easy for it to be
But there's a
there.
saying I remember in business a long time ago. They say if you fail to plan,
Yeah.
you plan to fail,
Fail,
which
yeah.
is wild. And
Yeah.
then you kind of get to the point of where you have a baby, then there's a moment where you stop planning because
Yeah.
the days become the
Yeah.
same. And you're
Yeah.
like, what am I writing this shit down
Yeah,
for? Like,
yeah.
change a nappy,
Yeah, of
sterilize
course.
bottles. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I think sometimes what happens is you get so far out of that you just forget. And then it's really difficult to step back into that organizational
100%.
place. So what would be your advice to any mums that are like, as you are, you're going
Yeah.
back to work, might have 1 or 2 children, used to be planners, but just have fallen
Do you know
off?
that what you just said though? You see that bit there where you said like you don't plan. You know the funny thing, because I'm so obsessed with planning stuff. I knew I was going on maternity leave. I knew I was going to have a baby in lockdown. I knew all these things were going to happen. I knew what it was going to be like. You know, I'm going to be stuck at home,
Yeah.
in bed, feeding, waking up all kinds of hours. I kind of allowed myself that time. I said to myself, I don't know how long it's going to take to get into a routine. Let me just go with the flow for the first couple of months at least, until I can see what her needs are and get
And
to
then
know
tailor
her
it.
as a person. And I didn't plan anything, and I took that like I'm going to enjoy this because I feel like I need order in my life. I find
Yeah.
it hard not to plan.
Yeah, I'm very similar.
Yeah, but then
And it's kind of like a stress thing. It's like you feel
Yeah.
like, I don't know what's going on.
out of control.
Yeah.
I allowed myself. I said that to myself. I said I've done this before. Everything turned out all right,
Yeah,
so it's going to
yeah,
be
it'll be
okay.
fine.
I'm not going to plan. I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to tell people, no, I can't make it. I can't come to that. I'm not going there. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to relax for a bit because I remember my first maternity leave. There's a lot of stuff I didn't do that I wish I did, but in
Okay.
hindsight, but I didn't know because it was
It's
my
your
first
first
time.
kid, yeah. And is that
So-
because you was more busy then?
Well, it wasn't lockdown, so it was just more natural to be
Doing
going
stuff.
to places and doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously now lockdown has probably kind of helped in a way people to slow down, because when you have a baby in lockdown, you can't really go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
And then saying that, being the person that I am, as soon as those baby activities opened up, I was there. I booked them all.
Okay.
Swimming, messy play, story time, whatever.
No, see you. Do you know what it is, Delia? You actually make me sick, yeah, because you're just like mum of the year type shit. You see me, I don't think I'd done anything. I was just like, I did like I remember when I didn't have my daughter, and I remember I was in Collier's Wood. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I was walking down the road and I saw a library, and I looked in the library, and they were like all mums in there, singing happy da, doing all like and I was horrified. I called my friend and I said, I called my friend Jenny. I said, Jenny, and she's like, I'm her son's godmother. She's got 3 kids. I said, I don't think I'm ever gonna have kids, and she said, no, and she's the person like, you got come on. I'm like, I don't think I could do it. I said, I've just walked past the library and I can't think of anything worse. There's a bunch of mums in there and they're all singing and and I said, I can't do it. And she laughed her head off. She goes, Naya, I never done anything like that when I had my child. I said, huh? She goes, you don't have to do those things. Don't have to. She said, they're just there. Absolutely. She said, she goes, I didn't do mum groups. I never done anything. And then I was like, oh, and it made me realise that they have this vision of what a mum should look like on
do your thing
in like the media and in life.
Of course.
And then you kind of learn that no, you can carve out your own way, and it doesn't have to be like that. And your child is not going to suffer.
No,
do you understand what I mean?
I've got so many different friends with kids, all different ages. I've got friends I've got a friend who's how old am I? I think I'm 38. I think I'm I think that's my age.
You know, you get lost.
I've got a friend 1 year older than me. She's my best friend from when I was 3. Like, we've known each other all our lives. She's a grandma.
No way.
I'm laughing because I just laugh when I say it to her. I love her to bits. I'm like, can't believe
you're a granny.
Yeah, she had a child young, and then her son had a baby young, and now she's a grandma, and it's amazing. I just think it's really funny though, because I just couldn't imagine. I left it quite late to have kids.
Yes.
But I've got so many friends with kids
that are much
all
older,
different ages, and even now people that are just starting. And I just think everyone has done it differently. They've all turned out absolutely fine. I just do the things that I enjoy. I didn't do as much of it with Maurice because I didn't really know about it. And also, you might not feel as confident when it's your first time.
Yeah, I think there is a mad, like it's intense. I remember going out with all this stuff, and it's like you go out and you've got the car seat, kids in the car seat, and then you've got a bag, and you've got and then you're like, oh shit, I forgot the wipes, and the changing mat, and it's just, and I remember
second time you feel so different.
And do you know what was even the worst part I hate the most? You know when they're potty training, and you're out for the first time, they got knickers on, and it's like, right, I was planning my days around where there were clean toilets because 100%. I thought I need to make sure she got, it's just, it is a lot. So then to think about all of those things, and on top of that, think about all the different activities and places, it can just be really mind-boggling.
I think that's why I just write it down. I've got it there. I know what I'm doing each week. We go to 2 classes at the moment, and then Maurice obviously has his little hobbies as well.
And then what do you do for you?
Yeah, that's the thing. See, at the moment, not a lot, but at the moment, it doesn't bother me. You know why? Because
but Marley's young still.
Yeah, and I'm trying to enjoy it because I'm employed, as in I don't work for myself. Yeah. And I don't have much of a choice of what I do because I'm being told what to do. I just said to myself, I'm trying to take this maternity leave as, I might not have this chance again. I might not have this opportunity again. So true. So I'm just going to try and do as many little things as I can in this time, because I know when I go back to school and go back to work, I can't take a day off. I know when you're self-employed, you can't really take a day off either. But,
you still
what
have
you do is your choice. Yeah,
you have flexibility.
It's your timing. So because I'm going to be working on someone else's time, that's probably the reason why I try to squish as many things in as I can.
But I think you're right. Do you know, this is why I think that sometimes you're in such a rush to get back to your normal life that you forget that you're going to blink and that child's going to be...
not in a
that
rush.
child is going to be walking and talking, and then all of a sudden they're just not the baby anymore.
I
think that a lot of mums don't realise that in the moment. And it's like, man, now I can't even remember when Kizzy was small. I'm like, I don't even remember those times. Do you know what I mean? And then and I think lockdown helped a lot of families in some ways, because we spent so much time with her that it's like, we would never have naturally spent that much time with her ever. And she was like
as
3.
a young family, I think it's or as a new family, it's lockdown has probably been quite good for some people. If they've managed well, and they've coped through it. I think for us, I was obviously teaching from home. That was crazy. Reese was at home being homeschooled.
But then you tapped into your creativity through the learning, and that looked mad fun to me.
That was nice, and I think it prepared him a lot for school, because his first lockdown was when he was in nursery, like in his last term.
Okay.
And I think it did really help to prepare him for school. And then we were kind of lucky in a way, like Daddy was at home as well, working from home. We were all there.
Yeah, like a unit.
Like, you can really get on each other's nerves, but
listen, we've all been there. Don't worry.
On the bright side,
we've all been there. We've all stormed out for a quick walk. I need to get some air.
Yeah, I love going out for a walk. But what was I going to say? Yeah, so I've kind of found the kind of mum activities that I enjoy, and the one thing that gets on my nerves is they are a bit like, you know, like, I'm not one of these people like, oh, should we go for a coffee? No.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being rude. I've got loads of friends
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
And like
You're
I said,
right.
my friends have got kids all different
And
ages, so I
you're
love
right.
doing stuff with my
Yeah,
friends.
but there is like a society of women that do that. Like, they can congregate by the school
They
gate.
might not have friends though.
They
so
might
they're
not. It
making
might
friends,
work
that's
for them.
fine,
But yeah, but as you said,
I
it's
don't
like
wanna do
all
that.
of those things can be harrowing thoughts for people that don't really want to do that.
Yeah, socially
And-
awkward people, they want to take their child out. They don't really want to go for coffee. Like, it's not that I don't want to go. I'm really busy. There's people who genuinely just want to take their child, do the activity, and go home.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
true.
blame them.
Do you know what I felt like? Even when I got the invite to the class WhatsApp group, and I was like, oh God, my life is over. Like, I'm a mum. I'm in a mum WhatsApp group. Like, I can't think of anything worse. Like,
Well.
if any of these people are listening, I'm just being honest. Initially, I felt like that. Now it's not so bad, because I'm the type of mum that I don't know the dates for stuff. So when they're putting in, guys, tomorrow's musty day.
I'm the mum that will tell you the date.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not that mum. So when they're putting that in, I'm like, oh, do you know what? This actually is productive. Do you know what I mean? And like, I get it. Like, I understand now. Like, I'm taking the goodness from it. But sometimes they're all talking, asking questions, and then I don't answer for days. And then I'm like, trying to drop I try to drop my kid off first, and then run out of the school gate like I'm Batman or something. Don't want anyone to see me because I haven't been responding. Like,
yeah, no, that's really funny. And I think probably why am I the other way? Probably partly because of my job. I feel like I kind of already understand the school year, what's going on, what's coming up next.
True.
And I just anticipate it. So I'm like, if I know it, then, you know, I was like, right, they put an email out, we're having a PTA meeting. And obviously I was like, yeah, let me go. But I was like, let me just check it out. Because of lockdown, Maurice's first year in school didn't have
anything going on.
Nothing going on. So let me go and see what it's like. The head teacher, she is absolutely lovely. She was so happy that it was like 30-something parents there. She said it was the most they'd ever had in a PTA. But because they hadn't had anything for ages, they had to like nominate a chair, a vice, and, you know, all the different roles that they're going to give to the parents. So I didn't really say much, but she knows me, so she was kind of like, you know, there might be a couple of things you might be able to help out with. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay. So I don't know how I walked out of this meeting being having some title like
Delia.
social media and marketing manager or
No
something.
way.
Like,
Amazing. Oh no, that's
I
really
was like,
good,
I'm
though.
not going to be the chair though. That's way too much stress
Pressure.
and responsibility,
Yeah,
and I don't have time. So I said, get out of me what you can get out of me until January.
For me, I just feel like, you know what, I just don't want I am the person, like, they said something about the curriculum meeting, and I read it the morning of. They put it in a group. Guys, don't forget today, 9:30 in the gym hall. The gym what? Where did they send so many emails. I just can't keep up. So I've said, do you know what? Like, a massive part of me wants to be invested.
Depends how busy you are. I'm on maternity leave, so it's fine for me to do that.
Yeah, but I really want to. I do want to give some time, but I said, you know what? I'm going to let it get through the first year, and then see how my diary pans out. Because at the moment, I'm still trying to cultivate time for myself. So until I balance that out, I'm not going to be no good to anybody, and then I'll be the letdown, and that'll be even more pressure.
No, exactly.
I might resurrect my balloon arch. I might resurrect my balloon arch abilities and offer a balloon arch at some point.
All I'm saying is don't say too much. Like, so for example, we're having a Christmas fair. I thought, I want to contribute. I want to do something that's easy, doesn't take a lot of time, something I find easy, but also something fun that people will enjoy. I'm not mentioning makeup, nails, face painting, because I hate doing that stuff on kids. It's not fun.
It's not
and
fun.
Also, if that is my like sideline, I don't like putting myself at risk of a child having a reaction or something.
Yeah, and it just devalues everything.
Exactly. I don't want to. that's a work thing. That's
Yeah.
a separate thing. Let me do something that I find fun that I can quickly do. So I'm setting up an Elfie booth.
Oh
I've
my
got
God,
my
that's
lights,
amazing.
I've got my camera, I've got my
Yeah.
tripod, and all the little hats and stuff.
I'm so
Parents-
copying. No,
okay,
I'm
the
so
parents
copying your
put
idea.
£1 in or £2, whatever. I take all the pictures.
Oh,
And
no,
then
I
the
love
next day
that.
I'll send it to
No,
them.
Delia, I'm
It's not
copying.
gonna cost me
I'm
anything.
copying your idea. Can
And
you
it'll
send me
make
the
loads of
blueprint?
money for the PTA.
It will do. Can you send me the blueprint of that, please? Because I think I
That'd be fun.
can do that.
People love a photo op,
They do
right?
love a photo,
Yeah,
and
so,
the kids love the elf.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
You do Elf on a Shelf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
amazing.
never going to do Elf on a Shelf. It's a load of rubbish.
And then you got socks.
Yeah. Now I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do Elf on a Shelf this year.
You ain't got no choice, Delia. That motherfucker is out on the
Yeah.
1st of December, somewhere in your house.
I'm gonna have to
Maurice
think
will
of
not
some
have it.
ideas,
Don't worry, I'll
so,
send you some.
yeah.
I'll send you some.
So,
But yeah, man. Well, do you know what? Thank you so much for coming to talk to me today. I know you've travelled miles and miles.
my
I really,
days.
really
We
appreciate
haven't
it.
heard a cry, so Marley must be fine.
If Marley is fine out there with the TAM assistant having the
That
time
is
of her
so
life.
cute.
And yeah, I'm proud of you as well because you don't leave her with anybody.
No.
So thank you for, giving me the opportunity
it's
to
fine.
demonstrate some childcare.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Like, yeah, and I'm really proud of you. Seriously. Like, you've done so amazing.
So
like,
have you.
like, listen, I've been
You're doing
suffering.
everything.
I'm always trying to do everything, but sometimes you just got to try and minimize it a bit and stop trying to take over the world all at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like, and as you suffer with migraines, I know how difficult that shit is. Do you know what I mean? But now you're doing amazing. Like, seriously, like 2 kids. We need to do we need to organise this mum and kids shoot again. Remember we done one ages ago. We need to do another one because then pictures of Maurice in his Timberlands and you and yours.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll get there. But I've got one last question to ask you
Okay.
before you leave, and it's the question of all questions.
Yeah.
So, as a tired-ass mom, Delia, can you take a shit in peace? Can you shit in peace in your own house?
I can't personally. Yeah, I'm just really jealous because dads can do whatever they want. Dads can do it in peace. No, I can't shit in peace
No.
because if I'm at home in the daytime, I leave the door open because maybe Marley's on the rug in the living room just playing with their toys. I'm not going to lock the door because she's only 10 months old. She can just about crawl to the bathroom because we live on one floor, so it's quite safe. So that's the number one reason I can't shit in peace. Second reason is as soon as Maurice comes home, he wants to come in the bathroom and like ask me to see what I'm doing and look down the toilet. And like, thirdly, if I'm in bed and I happen to need to get up to need the toilet or anything, I'm too scared to move because I'm like, well, if I move, I might wake her up.
Wake her up. Yeah, you can't
So,
do anything. You're
can't
out of the
even
game.
fart.
No,
like,
you are out of the
yeah.
game. I cannot believe this. But look, thank you very much. I'm sorry. We're all in the same boat. None of us are shitting in peace, Delia. I don't know when we are going to be able to take a shit in peace. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, my darling. Have a lovely day. I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.